Hello world, my name is Brandon Jacobson and I'm a grandpa who likes to play video games, and this is the third video in my Bitcraft series, and today we're going to be discussing how to get all Ferralith gear or T2 gear. Alright, so I'm going to assume that you just finished my how to get Ferralith gear. So you are all kitted out in the T1 gear, not the base gear, not leather gear, but the Ferralith gear. And now you're trying to upgrade to T2 like me in this Ferralith. And so I made a lot of mistakes. I have almost 40 hours in the game, and I haven't consumed a lot of YouTube content. And so I'm going to give you some tips and tricks that really helped me. And so the first thing I would start is get level 20 in the woodworking. So once you get level 20 in the woodworking, then I would start in forestry. Once you get to level 20, I would actually start there, right? I would start at leather. I started with mining and I realized something a little too late. So let me zoom out. And what you can do is you come to Bricko right here and go to the traveler's tasks, or I'm sorry, you go to trade. And let's say you did my Ferralith video and you already have your cart. What you need is an improved cart. So how to get this improved cart? So you're gonna need the deed to your cart, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. And then you'll need T2 timber. And this is why I recommend you start here. So you get to level 20, got it? And now you're going to go to get your T2 timber. So if you haven't explored your map, then go ahead and press M. So I am in, what's it called? This is my home right here. And so I have explored about this far right here. And so what you'll want to do is go to this area. See how it goes from this light to this dark green? So I'm just going to click here, or click, try to keep right clicking, see if it could get me farther and farther since I've already explored this area. But then I'm going to show you, and once I get to this border, I'll come back. Alright, so once you get to this area here, you see how the boundary steps up and it's a little darker. Notice that when you go into this area, you'll start having these jackals as well. And now you're in a forest that has more resources. So the first one, like I told you, is this timber right here. So this is what I would start out with, is this one. You see how it's a white? So let's click on it. And you see it's an axe tier 2 mature birch tree. You don't have to have Ferralith axes to do it. If this is your first MMO, then you build up to the T2 in this game versus needing the T2 tool first to get it. So I would just spam this with your normal cart until you get to, you can either spam the tier 1 wood to get you to the level 20, right? Assuming that's what you did to get to level 20. Once you hit level 20, then you can start mining, or mining this one right here. So you're gonna do that, and then while we're here, let me show you all the other resources. So instead of those birds to get to forestry, these newbie goats is how you get the what's it called? This takes place of the hunting for level 1. So you can get your meat and your leather and things like that. So that's how you get this one. Let's see if I can get this. Okay. So that is what you get for this. This right here is the actual Ferralith. So you can mine that as well. That is how you get the mining. Alright, so we did the timber, we did that, we did the mining, and then now let's look for this right here. You see this plant? Let me zoom in a little bit. This is ferns, This is how you get the fibers, right? So you need the fibers, okay? Now you have two choices here. I started, again, not knowing what I was doing, and I chose to get the, right here, this is how I got all my fertilizer with his lavender, which means if that's how you did it as well, you have to collect dandelions, which are right here, to get your flowers. If that's what you did, then this is what you need right here, dandelions. Let me zoom in for you. However, as I watch the scroll of words, they actually recommend fishing plus berries. This is a berry right here, a strawberry bush. So I don't have any continuity in that. That's not how I did it. I just mined a crap ton of those dandelions, right? So that is the tier 2 of it right there as well. And so those are pretty much almost all the resources you need to get to the Ferralith. So like I said, I have the improved cart, and that's because I spammed the timber, and I wish I did it earlier. I will be honest, I did not play smart, and I did not get the improved cart until way later, and I think I burnt a lot of time. So that was just me, since I'm already here showing you how to get these resources, right? So now I'm gonna kill some goats and head back to town. All right, so we are back in town, and let's assume that you have a T2 wood block right here, this simple timber right here. You processed our wood. It's the same process as the Ferralith. And so what you'll do is you'll press H, you'll press V, go to deploys, right click on your cart, yours will be standard cart, and then convert to deed. That will go to your inventory, that will lighten up, and then this should already be lit up because of your simple timber. And then once that's lit up, then you can just click on this deed right here, improve cart. And then once you have that, I think, yeah, you can just build your cart, and then you'll have an improved cart. The improved cart has 2 of the big slots and double the size of little slots. So right there and right there. So now when you go back, you know, you just spammed all the timber, and now you can spam the, 2 resources at the same time. Now when you do the ferns, that will be a root, and you'll need the ore. So what I recommend is getting your improved cart, and then getting a bunch of wood, some T2 timber, and some T2 ore, right? So once you have that, let's say you have 2 stacks of that, you have your improved cart, you went out there, got your timber, you got your ore. Then, just like with the Ferralith, you can make your first Ferralith gear by clicking here. Oh, I'm sorry. First, you'll do, you'll come here, you'll take your ore to the mines. You click this. It's the same process as the Ferralith. Make it the ore. Come over here. And then this will light up. Some of these won't be lit up for you, but click up here. Make your ore concentrate. It's the same ratio as the T1, the Ferralith. Once that's done, you're going to take your wood, right? This will light up. Then you take your ore concentrate and your simple wood log, just like the Ferralith. Come over here, build your actual ingots, and then once you have your first ingots, then you can build the bracers, right? Because it only takes the Ferralith ingot. Now, because there's common and uncommon, these won't green up just because you have the resources. So you have to press H, go to your gear, and move these bracers over, your Ferralith bracers over. And once you do that, once you move that over, then the bracers will green up, right? Because when you press Alt and click on it and press obtain, it says that you need the T1 and the ingots, right? So remember to put the, unequip it to your inventory for each one of these. The belt is just ingots. What else? Yep, so the bracers, the belt, and I believe the boots. Yep, the boots are just ingots as well. So you can upgrade those 3 now and give you some more protection here against the jackals. All right, so once you feel good, you have a bunch of ingots, right? I would do at least 3 of each, the timber and this. Then you can start going out and getting the roots and the goats and the ferns, right? The ferns will give you the roots, and the dandelions. Or if you choose to use the fish and berries method, it's up to you. So the root will be done the exact same. So will the leather. The leather will process the same thing with the goats. The only difference is when you do the T2 fertilizer, right? So you spam a bunch of dandelions. And this is one thing that I kind of wasted a bunch of time on, and I couldn't figure it out for a second. So you'll go here. You do the T2 fertilizer like normal. Then you come over here and you put it here. And then this right here, this one, this will not show up. You'll have a bunch of fertilizer, but this time you just need this plant, right? You need the plant and the fertilizer to get one of these. Oh, I'm sorry, you need 5 of these. And that's why I think people recommend you don't do it this way, that you do the, maybe this way right here with water buckets. I've heard that's easier, but either way, you need these right here. So I had to mine the T1 and the T2 at the same time, the wildflowers, just to get one of these. Right? And then once you have one of these right here, then you can take your root, and whether you're making, and then you can take your root, and then you come up here and you use your string right here with the root to come up here. You made these right here, these simple cloth strips. And then with these simple cloth strips, I guess I have a bunch of this in my inventory. With these simple cloth strips, you come over here and you can make rough cloth, or these simple ropes, which I recommend making a lot of those, maybe 15 of those. But if you want to make these, you have to have this simple wispy filament and this. So how do you get this filament? Is by taking these right here, this wispy plant, coming back over here. So you need a bunch of the T1 plants just to get a bunch of the T2 plants. And then once you have these 2 plants, then you can do just like what you did with T1. Come here, make these products right here, and you'll get more of these wispy filaments. So you can make leather or the cloth. What I recommend doing, right, once you have the simple ropes, right, I would actually pause on the cloth. I would not focus on cloth right away. By all means, go out there and do your mining and get as many resources, T2 resources, as you can. But if you want to save time, which is what I did not do, I tried building each one at first. What I would do is get as much of this rope and the leather as possible, and then you come up here, and I would actually upgrade my tools, right? My leatherworking, my smithing, my foraging, forestry, I would upgrade all of these, right? And these are the same as the other ones. So what I would do is I would spam the ingots, the rope, the planks, and the leather first, upgrade all my tools, which I still haven't done yet, upgrade all my tools, and then start working on the cloths. And then once you get the cloths are just good for your helmet and your armor and your legs. So if we come up here, we obtain, see, it uses 1 cloth for the helmet, I think 2 right here, and 2 for the legs. So I would do that last. That way you have faster crafting and faster tools to do it. I did not do that. I did everything out of order, and I wish I knew that. I wish I had a video like this to help. So one thing you notice is not upgraded is this Autumn's Heart. So what I hate fishing so bad. I don't like it in any game. I didn't like it in Albion. And what you need for the insulating wires, see right here, these insulating wires, is you need not just normal cloth, or not just normal leather, you need refined epic leather. So how do we obtain that? We obtain that through here, right here, is this simple leather with this leather treatment and with normal leather right here. So if I click on that, how do we obtain that? I haven't even discovered it yet. But I know with Scholar too, I'm not even level 10 in Scholar yet. I heard fishing helps that, and I have not done any fishing. So do your fishing, also do your construction tasks, right? So that makes you have to balance between tier 1 and tier 2 tasks until you can get these to tier 2. Yeah, and so that's it. At the end of that, you should do it. So again, to summarize this video, spam the T2 timber, get your improved cart, then spam the wood and ingots, get your ingots, then spam the goats, get your leather, and at the same time do the ferns to get the simple rope. Upgrade all your tools first, then start doing the dandelions if that's the method you choose, and then upgrade your armor because you'll have the tools to do everything faster, right? One note is when you do, I don't know if I did this wrong, so if this is wrong, somebody please comment, but the first tool I would do is actually your smithing tool. Now to do that, this is where I got confused, is you can't just take out this hammer right here and move it over, because to smith at T2 you have to have 2 hammers. Again, I don't know if this is right. Please somebody in the comments let me know what I did wrong. But I had to craft another T1 hammer, have it equipped, and then put a T1 hammer here in my slot here so I can upgrade it. So now I have a random Ferralith hammer. So those are my tips. I hope to see everyone in T2 gear soon. And T3 is going to take me a little longer. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like if it helped you, and leave a comment, and thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.